Hello students, this is Veena, Assistant Professor in the Department of English, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today we are going to learn about problem solving skills, which is part of your soft skills. Today we will try to learn about how is that we are going to learn, practice and use these problem solving skills in the platform of our workspaces. That is, it is one of the most important quality which employers will look forward for. So, if you really want to excel in your professional lives and take your professional life towards the successful path, you must have and equipped with this problem solving ability. So, your problem solving ability must be ideal to suit the trends and the situation, place and the occasion of the situation which is going around you. So let us try to understand what is this problem solving ability and how is that it is going to be very useful to us in our workplaces. Let us get started. Here, problem solving skills. What are these problem solving skills? And how is that they are going to be very useful to us in the way of making our professional life excelled. Now, let us try to know the proper definition of it and try to understand how is these skills are going to be useful to us for the development and the growth of our professional life. Here, what are problem solving skills? Problem solving skills help you to resolve or solve your issues quickly and effectively. That is, when there is a problem, you must be quick enough to understand them, interpret them, and able to solve them logically without creating any disturbance or any misunderstanding with the others. So, for you to make yourself effective and qualitative in resolving your problems, you must have and imbibe this quality of problem solving ability. That is, you are going to solve effectively and as well as quickly, because as we are professionals and in this very fast paced generation, we do not have much time to resolve our issues. So we must be very smart enough to make ourselves equipped with all those smart work such that we can resolve the issues then and there and move forward to carry on with our works. So in the way of making your professional life smoother, you must be able to equip with this problem solving skills, and they are very, very necessary in terms of making your flow of professional life easier and also capable enough to make a unique position among the organization. It is one of the key skills that employers seek in job applicants. One of the most important key skill which all the employers look forward in their employees is this problem solving skill. As employees with these skills tend to be self-reliant. That is, the person who knows problem solving skills will be self-reliant. That is, they will not look forward for some other ways to resolve their issue. They'll sit, think over it, try to resolve it, try to interpret, analyze the issue, evaluate it and turn up with good advice or suggestion or some solution for the problem then and there itself. So there is no dependency happens to the person who is self-reliant, who have problem solving ability. So your problem solving ability must possess the quality of idealship. I hope you are able to follow me. Problem solving ability must have the quality of idealship. Where I mean here is Ideal. I-D-E-A-L. As I have shown here in this picture, I is identify the problem. Your as a part, main essentials of your problem solving skills are these ideal elements which you must have to possess, acquire, practice, use and put forward in the evaluation of resolving your problems. Now, what is this ideal? Ideal is identify the problem. You must be able to identify the problem, what has been there. Then define. Then try to define the problem. How, when, where, at what context did that happen? Then explore. Explore the ways which can resolve the issue, which will show you the path towards resolving the issue. Then action. Then put forward the action. Whatever you feel like will resolve the issue, you can put forward into the form of an action such that it will be resolved. Then look back. Then try to recheck. Review of what you have done, whether it has worked out or not. So, your problem solving skills must have or must possess these 5 qualities, these 5 elements in it, such that you can be an expertise over this problem solving skills. That is, identify your problem, try to define your problem, explore the ways, take the action, then look back for the review. These are the 5 most essential key elements which will help you in resolving your problems. And you must be able to think like this, such that all your problems will be resolved in a very good logical and a sequential manner. Then, what is this problem solving considered? The problem solving is considered as one of the soft skill which all the employers today are looking forward for. So, as an employee of an organization, you must be able to understand the situation, locate the problem, try to resolve it. You must possess this quality such that it helps in the growth of the organization. So, therefore, all the employers will for sure look forward for the employees who have this quality, rather than a hard skill that has learned through education or training. More than a hard skill, these days the employers are looking forward for the employees who have problem solving skills, that which will help them in the growth of the organization, rather than the hard skills which they have learned from years through the technical education. They are giving more focus on this soft skill. So, try to understand the importance, try to understand the relevance of this soft skill. You can improve your problem solving skills by familiarizing yourself with common issues in your industry. So, how is that you can get master over this problem solving skills? Point 1. Try to have develop the familiarity or gain the awareness about the common issues which occur in the industry where you are working. So, understanding, getting awareness, trying to understand the inbuilt situations and the problems, you will be able to have an idea over the issues which may come into your way, such that you must be equipped with that equipment which can resolve it. So, trying to jot down those issues which have been confronted in the industry since years and what was the solution which has taken to resolve it. So, have developed that awareness over the issues or the problems or the situations which you can come across or confront to resolve as a problem. Here, and learning more from experienced employees. You can have a good conversation, good rapport with the experienced employees who can tell you that what kind of situations can arise and how is that you can take steps to resolve them. So talking to an experienced person will surely help you in one or the other way in gaining over the grip of the awareness of the situations which can come across in the industry, and you will be ready to resolve them. So firstly, try to have awareness over all the issues which one can confront in the industry where you are working. Then problem solving skills help you determine why an issue is happening and how to resolve it. Now these are the two things which can resolve through the problem solving ability. That is, first one, you must be able to determine why an issue is happening. That is, you must be able to define the problem. Why it has happened. What was the reason? What is that which made the problem arise? So, if you have the awareness about the definition of the problem, that is from where it has arose, why it has arose, and what is that which happened or which constituted to arise that problem, then you will be able to resolve it according to the situation. And how to resolve it? Then next come the second part, how to resolve it. So, problem solving can be done through two steps. That is, one, when you have the awareness over the problem about how, when, what has made the problem arise. Once you know about this thing, you will try to resolve the issue with the clarity of exposure which you have through the experienced people or the ability of your smart skill or critical thinking skills. You must be able to resolve it. Next, how problem solving skills work. Now, I have given here an example through which I will try to help you how is that these problem solving skills will work. Now, problem solving starts with identifying the issue. First, the very important step as we have spoke is identify the issue. You are going to identify the issue from where the problem has aroused and what is that which made the problem aroused. Now through this example, let us try to understand, simple example, let us try to understand how we can take up this problem solving element and help ourselves in resolving the issues. For example, a teacher might need to figure out how to improve student performance on a writing proficiency test. Now, let us take an example of a teacher who might want to improve the performance of the students through writing proficiency test. To do that, the teacher will review the writing test. What is the first thing she is going to do? She will review all the writing tests, looking for the areas of improvement. Now, I'll be giving you a test where I will review all your papers looking for the areas of improvement. I will look for the common errors which all my students have made. I will try to make myself aware about that string which is causing the problem here. So, I will try to look forward the areas where the improvement is needed, where many of the students have committed the error. Then, after identifying the area, I will try to resolve it with some or the other strategy. Now, they might see that student can construct simple sentences. Now, through that writing review, I understood that my students are capable enough to make simple sentences. Now, what is the problem here? What is the area of the problem here in the writing part? But they are struggling with writing paragraphs and organizing those paragraphs into an essay. Here, when I have reviewed the writing proficiency test of my students, I have found and identify the area of the problem where I have to make the improvement. Now, what is the problem? I understood that my students are very good at making the simple sentences. Now, the problem is they are unable to frame these simple sentences into a paragraph or write up an essay, contribute an essay with so many paragraphs. Now, I must look forward and try to bring in the improvement of my students writing compound sentences and complex sentences, and how the paragraph must be formulated such that their essay is ready. To solve the problem, now I have identified the area of the problem where the students are facing. Now, the teacher would work with students on how and when to write compound sentences, how to write paragraphs, and ways to organize the essay. Now, when I identified the problem of my students, I will then move forward in making them learn how to formulate the compound sentences and complex sentences through which they can build the paragraphs. Then again I will be able to teach them how to write paragraphs such that it will constitute an essay. So in this way, I will take up that problem, I will try to identify it, I will try to define it and explore the ways, explore the strategies and put my action in the way of the improvement of the students, and I will be looking back in reviewing what I have done, whether it has worked out or not. Now, the 5 primary steps in problem solving. First, analyze the causes to the unwanted situation. Now, what are those causes which has put you in that situation? Point 1. Analyze the causes for that unwanted situation. Then, generate a set of alternative interventions to achieve your end goal. So, I am here sorting out for the ideas which will help me in resolving that issue which is aroused unwantedly. Then, evaluate the best solution. Once you have understood, once you have framed an idea to resolve it, try to look forward by evaluating the different ways which can resolve that issue. Then, implement a plan. After choosing a perfect good idea, after your effective evaluation, try to put forward the plan. Then assess effectiveness. Look back and assess the effectiveness of what you have made. How is that your problem got resolved or not? Whether if it is resolved, it's fine and good. If it is not resolved, try to again identify, again recycle the process such that you gain the effective qualitative result for that particular solution. Here, there are 5 steps typically used in problem solving skills. These are the 5 steps we usually use. That is 1. Analyze contributing factors. As we have already discussed, we have to try to identify, analyze the situation from which the problem has been aroused. To solve a problem, you must find out what caused it. What is the reason behind the situation occurred and why is that occurred? This requires you to gather and evaluate data, isolate possible contributing circumstances and pinpoint what needs to be addressed for a resolution. So, you must create all that awareness about the identifying of the problem. That is, how, when, where and what made that situation aroused. From all the aspects, you must be able to analyze that particular situation. Then, to do this, you will use these skills. To do this process, you might be needing these skills. What are those? Data gathering, data analysis, fact finding and historical analysis. We will be using these four or any of them or any one of them to make our analysis clear over the problem which has been aroused. Next, generate interventions. That is, how is that you are going to generate the idea to intervene the problem and resolve it. Once you have determined the cause, brainstorm possible solution. You have understood the cause for the problem. Now, you have to brainstorm yourself to calculate n number of solutions. And among those n number of solutions, you must be able to pick something which is very, very qualitative and which will surely resolve your problem, not creating disturbance or discrepancy to any other person. So, you must be able to sort out for a very good solution to that problem which has come across you. Now, a single strategy is rarely the obvious route to solving a complex problem. Try to adopt a single strategy. You must not deviate yourself in different ways. Try to make use of a strategy in a logical sequencing order such that you will not deviate from the path of resolving that problem. Here, devising a set of alternatives help you cover your bases and reduces your risk to exposure should the first strategy you implement fail. Now, try to have exposure. Try to evaluate the different solution. If you have come out with one solution and if it is fail, you must be ready with plan B. That is where your mastery over the problem solving skills is portrayed. You should not feel demeaned or depressed. Try to have a plan B for resolving your problem. So, you must be equipped with all that smart thinking work in the process of problem solving. This involves skills like brainstorming, critical thinking or creative thinking, then prediction, forecasting, project design and project planning. These are all the skills which will help you in making or thinking over different kinds of solutions which you were looking forward for that problem which is aroused in your way. Then evaluate solutions. Once you have got equipped with n number of solutions, how is that you're going to choose the right one? How is that you're going to evaluate the right solution for that problem is the very, very important task. Now, let us try to see how can we do it. Depending on the nature of the problem and your chain of command, evaluating best solutions may be performed by assigned teams, team leads or forwarded to corporate decision makers. Most of the time, there will be a team with us who will help us in decision making. So, we can contact them, we can have a good conversation over different kinds of solution to a problem. We can evaluate through different means of suggestions and the opinions and pick up the right evaluative solution which will help you to resolve that particular problem. Whoever makes the decision must evaluate potential cost, required resources and possible barrier to the successful solution implementation. Whoever, whatever, whenever you take up a decision to resolve a problem, you must be able to evaluate that solution with these three main ingredients. And what are those three main ingredients? You must be able to evaluate the potential cost for that solution and required resources for resolving the problem and the possible barriers which come in your way which may become obstacle in making you resolve that problem. So, you must be able to have a solution with three ingredients which will help you in problem solving. Next, this requires several skills including analysis, that is, you are going to analyze the problem, then discussion over it. You will be able to discuss about the problem to evaluate the right solution. Then corroboration, that is, you are going to make a cooperative work among with your team members such that it will be resolved very soon. Then teamwork, test development, mediation and prioritizing. All these skills will be very, very helpful to you in resolving your problem solving skills. So try to evaluate step by step, identify the problems, generate the interventions, try to evaluate the solution for that particular problem, that which will help you in making yourself think critically and smartly such that you can resolve that problem with good solution. If once the solution is cannot be successful, you don't need to be depressed. You can take up, recycle the same thing, identify, generate interventions, try to evaluate the solution, put forward the solution in the way of action, and then look back for the revision. Next, implement a plan. How is that you are going to implement the plan? First, after the effective evaluation of the solution for that problem, then you will move forward to implement the plan, implement the solution for the problem which has been there. Once a course of action has been decided, it must be implemented along with benchmarks that can quickly and accurately determine whether it's working. So try to set up those benchmarks, those levels which will help you in making or in resolving your problem quickly and as well as accurately. So for standard solution of a problem, you must be able to resolve or put forward the action plan with certain benchmarks such that it reaches to that level of benchmarks and resolve that particular issue. Plan implementation also involves letting personnel know about changes in standard operating procedures. Whatever procedure you have equipped with, whatever strategy you are comprised for resolving that problem, you must be able to put it in a good logical sequential order with certain benchmarks. See them, try to review them, try to think over and over such that your plan will really work out in resolving that problem. So implementation must need smart and critical thinking ability, which you have to make yourself equipped with for proper implementation of plan in the resolution of your problems. Next, this will require skills like project management, project implementation, collaboration, time management and benchmark development. I repeat, remember all these skills which you have to make yourself equipped with and practice to develop good problem skills, problem solving skills, that is project management, project implementations, collaborative works, time management, benchmark development. So the success will not come just with a stake. It has some benchmarks. You have to move forward resolving and making the accuracy of your growth with the right flow, surpassing with all the above benchmarks. You have to reach your goal. It cannot happen within one day or two. It takes time. For that, you must be able to ready with all the equipments which are necessary and essential for you in resolving the problems which you can confront in your workspace. Assess the solution's effectiveness. Now, you have made the implementation of the plan and the problem may be or may not be resolved. Now, look back for understanding how effectively that solution has worked to resolve that problem. That is, Once a solution is implemented, the best problem solvers have systems in place to evaluate if and how quickly it's working. How quickly your solution is working. Is that really working or not? So, proper supervision and monitoring must be there to check whether the problem has been resolved and how accurately, how qualitatively, how authentically you have resolved it with good percentage of success. So, try to look back, try to analyze the solution which you have made it in the way of your plan. This way, they know as soon as possible whether the issue has been resolved or whether they will have to change their response to the problem midstream. If you can analyze rightly there at that point of time, if the problem is resolved, it's okay, fine and good. If the problem is not resolved, you can take up some more options. You can set up some more benchmarks in the way to make yourself succeed in resolving that particular issue. So, try to equip yourself with all these 5 elements which are essential in making your problem solving skills at ease. That is, identify the problem, define the problem, explore different ways and put forward in the implementation of the plan and review your plan. This will surely help you in making and developing your problem solving skills and also help you in the way of your professional growth. Here, this requires communication, data analysis, surveys, customer feedback, follow through and troubleshooting. How is that you are going to do? To assess the solution's effectiveness, you are going to follow all these skills. That is, communication. You must be able to communicate with the people who are implementing the plan. You must be able to analyze the data. You must be able to take up the surveys to see how much percentage your plan has been worked out. Then you can take the feedback from your customers. Follow through. You can follow up and you can troubleshoot the issues in the way of judging or in the way of coming to a conclusion about the effectiveness of your solution for a problem. Now, highlighting problem solving skills. Why is that these problem solving skills are highlighted? What is the significant role played by this problem solving skills? Since this is a skill that's important to most employees, put them forward and center on your resume, cover letter and in interviews. Always remember to put forward your problem solving skills and represent them in your resumes and your cover letters, because all the employers today look forward for this skill. If you're not sure what to include, look to previous roles, whether in academic, work or volunteer settings. So if you do not know how to put forward this skill in your resume, you can go back and check what you have done in your academics, in your workspace, which will contribute and help you to put forward in the form of the resume as a problem solving skill. For example, of challenges you met and problems you have solved. During your college days, you might be resolving some problems which you have come in front of your way. You may be taken up the leadership role. While taking that leadership role, you would have resolved some problems. So you can recollect and remember all those situations and put forward in the form of your presentation over your problem solving skills in your resumes and the cover letters. Highlight relevant examples in your cover letter and use bullet points in your resume to show how you solved a problem. So you can briefly explain what was the role played by you in making yourself equipped with this problem solving skill. How is that you are going to justify that you have this skill within you? You can present it with some 1 or 2 examples with good explanation, such that the employer will get impressed with that. Next, during interviews, Be ready to describe situations you have encountered in previous roles, the process you followed to address problems, the skills you applied, and the result of your actions. So, during interviews, you may be questioned over this. So, you must be able to address the problem. You must be able to tell them the skills what you have required to resolve that problem and what were the results of your actions. The clear explanation of this will surely impress the interviewer and maybe he'll be posting you for that place. Potential employers are eager to hear a coherent narrative of the ways you have used problem solving skills. If I am an employer looking forward for the employee who have problem solving skills, I will be very keen to listen to the narratives of your problem solving situations. That is, I'll be able to listen. I will lend my ear to you to explain the narrative of how you have resolved the issues before, such that I can make up my mind about your personality and your attitude towards the organization or towards the people in resolving the issues. Interviewers may pose hypothetical problems for you to resolve. They may just give you a statement of problem. What is hypothetical problem? Statement of a problem. They may just give you then and there a problem and will ask you to put forward a solution for you as a test. Base your answers on 5 steps and refer to similar problems you have resolved if possible. So, you must be able to put forward that problem in all these 5 steps and you must be able to narrate something if you have such an incident which you have resolved. What are the 5 key skills that are needed to be a good problem solver? What are those 5 skills which will help you in making you as a problem solver? First one, analytical ability. You must be able to analyze the situation, analyze the problem, able to define the problem and analyze the problem with the instances of who, when, what, where and how. That is, knowing how to gather data, articulate, analyze and visualize information. Articulate, analyze and visualize information. Solve complex problems and make decisions. So, your analytical ability must possess all these qualities of gathering the data, articulating, analyzing, visualizing the information and solving all the complex problems and making the decisions. Then, lateral thinking involves looking beyond the obvious and the usual modes of thought and throwing away preconceptions and using your inspiration and imagination to solve the problems. It involves what is beyond the obvious. Don't just think the obvious solutions. You can move forward and come out of the box to look forward for the some inobvious solutions which can resolve your problems more effectively. Next, logical reasoning. You must have the capability of reasoning out logically and authentically according to the matching of the problem. Asking the important questions, gathering and assessing relevant information, arriving at well-reasoned conclusions while staying open-minded and then communicating effectively to arrive at solutions. So, in the process of logical reasoning, you must be able to ask the important questions, gather and assess the relevant information, arrive to the well-reasoned conclusions such that your ability to resolve will grow. Then, take the initiative, seizing up the opportunities and taking the lead to solve the problems rather than to pass them to other people. Whenever you have confronted with a problem, try to resolve on your own. Don't pass it to others. That create a very bad impression or others about you. So try to resolve it. Try to analyze, interpret, evaluate the situations. Try to gather the data which can help you as an evidence in resolving this problem. Try to interpret different kinds of solutions which will match to resolve the issue. So develop that critical thinking, develop that logical reasoning, develop that literal thinking ability such that you can shoot the problem and resolve it with good thinking ability. Next, persistence. This is the stick of it factor. Perseverance and persistence are highly related to the ability to not only solve the problem but also enact a solution. It is not that you are just solving the problem. You are able to enact the solution and set an example to resolve that issue in that pattern. So you must be able to have that perseverance and the persistence to build up that solution for that kind of problems. So see that your solution is not temporary. See that whatever you are framing the solution, giving out a solution for some problem, it becomes a persistent and stabilized solution for such kind of issues. So you must be trying to resolve it in all this way. Now I would like to review this saying that you must be able to identify the problem, understand the problem, its background, its history and the way it has been confronted from. Then you must be able to define its source. You must be able to define the alternatives and explore the ways of the different solutions which you can use in the way of action and look back for the right evaluation of the solution, whether it has been worked out or not. So this is your problem solving ability. Now, the I stands for identifying the problem, isn't it? Here, the I stands for identifying the problem. What is it? Why is it a problem and not something else? Just see, I am giving you an examples to how to decode this 5 process, this cycle of ideal shift to resolve the problems. 1. I stands for identify, where you can ask what is it, why is it a problem and not something else. Then the D stands for defining the context of the problem. The main context of the problem must be defined. How is the problem impacting other people or other parts of the business? What are the consequences if we do not resolve that problem? These may be the questions when it comes to the defining the problem. Next, E. E is for exploring possible strategies. This is brainstorming solutions in non-judgmental way and then and only then cutting down the list to a few possibilities. That is exploring different ways and cutting them into the short list to make up or take up the right solution for the problem. A is for acting on the best solution. This is where you can pick the best solution and then implement in your plan. While L is for look back and learn. This is the post-delivery phase where you critically examine how things went and what could be improved for the next time. So try to adopt these means of idealship in your problem solving ability. You must be equipped with all these 5 essential elements in the way of your problem solving skills such that you can become an expertise and also resolve the problems authentically and qualitatively. Problem solving relies on analytical ability, lateral and creative thinking, logical reasoning and critical thinking, initiative and persistence. Just see, I will repeat it. Analytical ability, lateral, creative thinking, logical thinking and critical thinking, initiatives and then persistence. All these 7 things, elements must be integrally integrated in your problem solving skills. Then only you can be efficiently resolving the problems of the issues which you come across or confront. Our brains are required to switch from critical to creative thinking at different stages of problem solving. So, you must be critically thinking, you must be creatively thinking, you must be looking for different ways which will enable your problem solving ability into qualitative and accurate standards. So, try to equip yourself with all these amenities. Try to practice. Take up small problems which are in the industry. Try to develop the awareness about the common issues which can happen and which you may confront in the future. Try to resolve. Sit. Sort out the steps. Prepare the logical standards for resolving the issues which you come across. Like this, you can practice your problem solving things. Now, what are the key takeaways about these problem solving skills? What is that we have to remember for ourselves to develop this problem solving skills? 1. Problem solving skills help you determine why an issue is happening and how to resolve it. It will help you in why and how you can resolve it. Then, it is one of the key skills that employers seek in job applicants. All the employers, especially when it comes to technological world, they all seek for this skill in all their employees. So, try yourself, practice these skills and make good efficient use of your problem solving ability. Now, problem solving starts with identifying the issue, coming up with solutions, implementing those solutions and evaluating the effectiveness of it. Since this is a skill that's important to most employers, put them front and center on your resume, because unless you don't communicate the expertise of what you are, no one knows about it. So you must be able to put forward in front of your employers what are the problem solving skills which you have equipped with, and what are those instances or narratives where you have solved some issues. Taking up the example, you must be able to explain them. So, they will have a good notion and idea about you in the way of selecting you. So, always remember, try to practice this skill in the way of making your professional life very successful and reach to the heights of peaks. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.